The No Fate channel, checking in. On this episode of Dad's Gadgets, I am reviewing the budget USB microphone, the Tonor TC30, and this is going to be the second time I made this review. I did a whole review and lost the footage. Essentially, this review is just dedicated to the audio of the Tonor TC30 and how good the audio is. So the video I originally made was all about letting you decide if it's going to be good enough, if its audio quality is going to sound crisp and clear once I plug it into my computer. So the good part is I captured all of the audio. The bad part is all of the footage is gone. So this is actually going to be better for you because it's going to open up your ears, even though the video review isn't going to be nearly as nice and as flashy as typical your expectations might be. The audio version is going to be focused solely on the audio. So right now I'm using a Tascam DR05 to capture audio, but the Tonor TC30 is budget. It comes in at $30 base price, and oftentimes there's even coupons to save money. I'll put an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. What is it? It's a USB microphone that is on a budget. I've reviewed a lot of Tonor microphones in the past. Overall, I think they give good value, good quality to cost ratio. And this one, I've reviewed the audio, but I'm not going to give you my opinion. I am going to do what I expect it to do on the original video and let you decide. I essentially connected it right into my laptop, right into my DaVinci Resolve editing program, and I just did some spit shooting of audio checks and a couple little tidbits on ways to get great audio in on a budget. You can probably see I'm making this super quick. I'm in a room that's super small, no audio acoustic treatment, so you might even see some reverb. Hopefully, the Tonor TC30 is going to sound even better than this. I'm not going to treat it. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to fix it for peaks and valleys and all that good stuff. No post-production editing whatsoever. I'm just going to let it ride and let it out raw. So we're going to just snap over to the audio of the TC30. Keep in mind, this is a $30 budget microphone, and I am a huge believer that you don't need to spend a lot of money to get good quality audio or even video, as long as you're willing to put in some work and do a few hacks. Even though the video version coming up is going to be limited, to say the least, I would say really focus on the audio quality, because that is why you're going to buy the Tonor TC30. No one's really going to see the microphone that you have when you're using it for podcasting, when you're using it for gaming, or even voiceovers or audio production. They're only going to hear it. So you listen to your ears and see if you think that audio is going to be worth your $20 to $30, depending on when you buy the Tonor TC30. And just like that, I am connected. It always takes me a few minutes to set up the microphone with DaVinci Resolve. It is a USB microphone, so it is simply plug and play. That's super easy, but I always have to patch in the microphone, make sure I shut down the speakers to the laptop and all that good stuff. But worst case scenario we have right now, we've got leaf blowing, grass cutting, the wife is vacuuming, it's the weekend, cars are going up and down the street, and I'm literally just got it plopped here on my desk without anything going on, and I'm talking into like the window, which you can't see over here. So we've got the worst case setup. I'm going to do a microphone check, and then we're going to talk about how to improve on the worst case setup. Hopefully, if the audio sounds good to you once I'm actually talking into the microphone, you can get an idea on how it's going to sound for your needs, whether you're podcasting, gaming, creating video, doing voiceovers, whatever. Okay, here we go. So this is a microphone test of the Tonor TC30. I am trying to be about a foot away from the microphone. I find that gives probably the best audio response. The closer you get a lot more popping and whatnot. I do happen to like the fact that it comes with a spit shield right here. I don't know what this is supposed to be called, but I do find that those spit shields or whatever tend to cut down on the popping and the S's with my Boston accent. And I do tend to have an Italian whisper, so I do tend to speak rather loudly into the microphone. So again, trying to stay away from the microphone is a good thing. So let's just quickly do a microphone check. 1 2 1 2. Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. The No Fate channel, checking in. Hopefully by now you've got an idea of whether this microphone stinks or is good. As I mentioned, I have it just plopped down here on my desk next to my laptop. Like most people are probably going to be using this microphone. But let's just quickly talk about the environment. As I mentioned, you want to have a good audio environment. You want to acoustically treat your room if possible. Most people don't have that type of budget. You don't typically lean into a budget microphone if you've got the money to acoustically treat a room. But there's a lot of budget ways to acoustically treat a room, whether it's towels or just making sure you draw your curtains to create an area for the sound to not bounce off of. One easy and cost-effective way to treat your room is to get acoustic paneling. Now you can see on the walls I've got some acoustic paneling, and ideally you want to put the acoustic paneling right in front of where you're going to be talking so that there's no bounce back. So if you're on a budget and you really can't afford to lather up your walls with acoustic treatment, a few things you can do, as I mentioned, you can use towels and you can use pillows, believe it or not, will dampen the sound so that it's not just kind of bouncing off the walls. But a real good budget way, if you want to actually get some acoustic treatment, is to get a really good dense 1.5 to 2 inch thick foam panel and simply place it behind whatever you're talking. Okay, believe it or not, you won't need much area to actually cover whatever you're talking. So as an example, like if I was going to have this set up, I would probably set it up right over here, put the microphone here, and I would be good. But there's a ton of ways to acoustically treat the area and just be cognizant of where you're recording and what's around you without breaking the bank or even spending any money whatsoever. Overall, I happen to think in general there's a lot of good quality budget microphones out there that are going to get the job done, and you're going to see a big difference from going from no microphone to any microphone. And ideally, if you're on a budget, you can get away with a cheaper microphone like the TC30 and then do some editing in your software to clean it up that much further if you want. I'm not going to edit this at all with regards to the audio so that you'll get an idea of how it is if it's clean. Because if it sounds decent here, it's probably going to sound even better when we get it into your studio, your area, your room, wherever you are. One of the benefits of this, besides being super cheap, is that it's small and it packs up really easily. So if you did have to travel, if you were going to see people to do like an interview or do an on-the-go podcast, this is something that you could easily travel with, not that heavy, and it packs up to no space whatsoever. Hopefully you found the review of this Tonor TC30 informative. Hopefully you didn't mind the side of my face, and hopefully you have decided if it's worth your hard-earned money. Let me know in the comments below if you think the Tonor TC30 is worth your hard-earned money, and if you like this format where you get to decide if this thing is worth your money, because right now I have no idea without listening back to how this actually sounds. Hey, hopefully you found it informative. You better have given this video a like and hit that subscribe button. You better. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.